Hey everyone, welcome back to the Side by Side podcast presented by Side Stage Tour. I am Laura Landers. This is Kelly Clark. We are your co-founders and hosts for today. And today is a special episode because we are actually making this video for veterans, aka people who have been a spouse of a touring musician for a very long time from one, aka Kelly, to you. So I am a newbie in this, and I'm going to be asking Kelly some questions. She's going to be talking a little bit about things that veterans have learned over the years.
Oh, I've learned a lot.
So if you're a newbie, this is going to be a good one for you to listen to as well, just because you get to learn. And if you're a veteran, I think it's always good to just like touch base with yourself. So let's get into it.
Let's take a quick time out. Your glasses look great.
Ah,
I
thank
love
you.
the glasses. I feel like I should have some glasses, but we are here. Need my hair braided in a couple days, so I had to blow it out,
Yep.
and it gets bigger by the second, but it's fine.
Did you just see me clap? It's like the Edmund clap. Have you seen that where she's like at an award ceremony and she has all these diamonds that she's renting so she can't clap? She's afraid. So she clapped like this and then it went viral and people thought that's how she clapped. But she was like, "No, I have like millions of dollars on my fingers. I'm just gonna clap like this."
That's smart. I would, yeah. We're not gonna do that. Why rent them anyway? Why are the diamonds necessary?
Glitz and glam, baby.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so this is a good one. So we have a few points that we want to talk about, but I wanted to ask you, I have my notes written right here. What are ways that you fill your time? Just over the years, what have you found has worked really well when filling your time while Nick, or AKA your spouse, is away?
Well, I've been doing this a very long time. We will be married 12 years in 2 weeks.
Yay, happy early anniversary.
So the traveling really started when we moved to LA in 2019. That's when it started to be like a whole lot. And so being in a new city and trying to figure out the city while also trying to figure out what it is that I like to do in this new city was a lot. So I've filled my time with things that I love to do. And one of my all-time favorite things is coffee.
Yeah.
So you will find me at somebody's coffee shop. I can sit there for hours. I love going and tasting out the different coffee shops. And I have like projects that I do like outside of my job, I guess you could say. So I'm in there. The environment makes me happy. It's like being cozy, like a cozy place away from home. So I'm sitting in the coffee shop, having my nice coffee, and that is just one thing that really makes me happy. So I guess like finding things that make you happy.
Was it hard to find things that made you happy, or did you already know and then you just jumped right into them?
I had a pretty good idea. So it's not only spending time at coffee shops, but I'm like a creative, like anything to do with my hands, like a DIY type girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm crocheting, watercoloring. I'm like on Pinterest, like, what should I do today? Oh, yep, I'm going to do that. What have I
Okay.
made recently? I'm trying to think of something that I crocheted a sweater for a friend. It took about a week to do. So once I'm done with work, I say work because I work for myself, but
Yeah.
work, then I was crocheting. And then on my TV, I have like a little, it's like a fall ambiance.
Yes, I
So,
have that on mine too.
being in LA, there's no real fall. Do you have fall in Oklahoma?
Yeah, we really do. And so I just add
Really?
extra on. Yes, you got to come visit me,
I
especially during the fall.
will. So that's my fall. And I have
Yeah.
a fall candle. I have a bourbon pumpkin that I got from Target.
Ooh.
So
Uh-huh.
I like got the candles going, my fall ambiance, my fireplace on the TV,
Yeah.
coffee, and I am crocheting. I was like, if it's not going to be cold outside, I'm going to be ready when it does. So I need a sweater or two.
Okay, I need to ask you a question about just filling your time with things you love, and let me go a little bit deeper into that. Do you find that when you're filling your time with these things, you're biding time? Like while you're crocheting for a week, do you know I'm just trying to make the time go by. Do you
I,
think that is that like something that kind of dampens the things that you love because you're just doing them while Nick is gone, or is it not that at all?
I tend to forget. Not that I don't forget that he's gone, but because I'm doing something that I already love to do, then I'm not thinking about him being gone. I'm thinking this sweater is going to look amazing. I cannot wait till it's done for me not to be able to wear it because it's not cold outside, but I'm going to be ready. And so I make it cold inside and I don't think about it. That's a great question because I never thought about it before.
Well, that means that you truly love it. So I think
Yeah.
that that's the moral of this point is like you really need to find something you actually love. So then you're not just biding time while your partner is gone, but you're actually just enjoying life. And then they come home and you're like, oh, I was just enjoying life while you were gone. But I'm glad you're home now.
Yes. Speaking of, I love to go to the movie theater. I don't know what it is about seeing things on a big screen. Like, I don't watch a lot of movies here, but I will go out and go see movies. So much so that I have like a season pass for the movie theater
Yes. Uh-huh.
and I pay like $30 a month and I can go like every day if I want to. So me and Nick, we're really into horror movies. I love going to see the scary movies, but I won't go see them by myself. So that's when I'll go see your rom-coms, your dramas, just different things. I'm like, that doesn't look like something I would like, but I'll go anyway because I get to go for free essentially. Not free because I paid for the month, but really when I go twice, it pays for itself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I just love popcorn.
I see that you have movies and park hands. I don't know what park hands is. What is park hands?
How did I even spell it? Did I spell it wrong?
PARK hands and travel.
Park. Huh. I have no idea what I meant by that.
Ooh, we
That's funny.
typo.
I don't, maybe it could have been like me going to the park.
Oh, okay. And using your hands in the park because
Yeah,
you mention using your hands.
that's a really good save.
I just wanted to make sure that we touched on park hands just in case it was something scary that I had never heard of before.
There's a park down the street from us, and so I walk there. My dog is a little disabled. He had a spinal surgery, so we used to walk there. And then his back flares up like mine, and so I'll drive there, and we'll walk around. I'll take him off leash because he is not going anywhere without me. So going there, yeah, that's peaceful. I have a hammock. I forgot that I have that hammock.
How do you hang up your hammock when you don't have a yard?
It has these what are those clips? The clips that hikers use, and it has like a long tail and like little spaces, and you like hook it around trees.
Oh, like you take it to like a public park and you put it
Yeah.
on trees and then you just hang out. Literally.
Yes, I haven't done that in like a year. I guess I forgot I had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, hang out the park.
Yeah. That's so LA.
It really is. I wish Austin's like that too, but it's too hot.
Yeah, it's too hot. I just remember like every time I would go to Santa Monica or Venice, like someone's always slacklining on a couple of trees,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't hammocking, but still. Okay, so let's move on. Do we have any other things that you can give examples of? Not that you need to fish for them, but of things you love.
Uh, no, not that I can. I just planning. I like a plan. I got a planner. Just make it like planning stuff, having something to look forward to.
Having something to look forward to. Mental health. That has revolutionized my year. It's just having something to look forward to, or else it truly felt like I was just in my own jail cell.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, that's super important.
Which AKA is why you do things you love, because it helps pass the time to get to the thing that you're looking forward to. Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You're great at this.
Okay. So let's talk about the second point that you wrote down. Creating a self-care plan.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So mental health is what you just mentioned. Sometimes we're like real good, and then sometimes we're real not. And so creating a plan whenever you're like up here. So whenever you're down here, then you don't have to think about it. So like I have like what will a win look like whenever I'm having like a not mental health crisis, but like just not great. So mine is like making my bed, brushing my teeth, and showering. If I do those things, it's a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, what does like my when I think of mental health, I'm thinking mental, physical, emotional. So when my back is 100%, I keep mentioning my back because I've been having spasms, but it's getting better. I've been walking.
Great.
So that's good. So whenever my back isn't doing that great, walking. When my back is doing great, going to the gym, lifting, hiking. We got Griffith around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And we go all the way up to the top. So it's like a 4 mile hike. Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
I think I've
Great.
only done that like twice. And that was when I was like, both times I was on my period and I had to stop Jordan. And I'd be like, I can't do this. And he's like, and I'm like, no, I didn't bring snacks.
See, and that's real. That's real. I have to have snacks. Yes. Make sure like having snacks is that's mental health too. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh my God, is that not the truth? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't leave house without a snack, even when I'm just going to like an appointment 10 minutes down the street, because if I get hungry all of a sudden, like, I'm not okay. I like
Uh-huh.
really not okay. And it happens quick and you plummet and you're like, I need the snack.
Do you shake? I physically shake.
No, I shake when I'm cold and when I yawn, and that's it.
I shake when I'm hungry. And
Oh,
whenever it like I can feel when it's getting to that point, I'm like, I am malnourished. And then, like you said, it's quick. And then like I need to eat now
nah.
or it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I get nauseous.
AKA just taking care of yourself, like knowing the
Mm-hmm.
things about you, and maybe that just comes with like bad trial and error where you don't have the snack.
Yes.
And it almost sounds too fundamental to be talking about. Like, duh, take care of yourself. Duh, establish a self-care plan. Duh, bring the snack with you when you go into the car or a water, right? But like, I think we kind of rest on the fact that we're adults and that we
Mm-hmm.
don't have to have those things because of X, Y, and Z. Like, whatever. We just like fall on the fact that we don't need to prep and take care of ourselves because, oh, we've lived 30 something years. We've got this. And it's so not true.
Not at all. Not at all. I feel like we're like it gets easier, but then like really we think that we're more adult than we are, and we don't do it. It's like, yeah, I'm an adult. I don't need a snack. You absolutely need a snack. You always need a snack. No,
Yep.
I don't have to get up and walk.
Oh my
You
God.
do. You
Yes.
do.
Have to get up and walk.
Yes.
Or if you don't, you day by day, you're okay. But then like a week, 2 weeks go by of not walking, and then you all of a sudden are depressed, a little bit softer around the edges. You know what I mean? Like you're not okay. You could have,
Yeah. I get tight. Like my body is tight.
yes, you like barely move your neck and it's like,
Yes. It's like we're falling apart. So like to avoid falling apart, you have to
yeah,
move your body, and really just like walking. Like we live in a pretty walkable neighborhood. So if all else fails, I can walk to a coffee shop.
yep,
That way I'm like, that's two things I'm doing. I'm exercising, check. I'm doing something I love by going to get coffee, check.
yeah, yeah.
Mental, physical, emotional. Oh, and emotional
From
health.
like a veteran point of view, did you have to experience something really difficult, whether it was emotional, physical, whatever, um, when you weren't taking care of yourself? Like, was it just a bad bout of depression or, something like that that made you realize that you really need to take care of yourself?
I would have to say it's absolutely a bad bout of depression. Because it's like, all right, he's going to be gone for 2 weeks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to lay in his bed for 2 weeks. And then my body hurts when I do that. I'm like, then I start being like depressed about being depressed. And I'm like, damn, I could really just get up and go do something.
That's what,
Oh, and then being honest, like, when's the last time I brushed my teeth?
yeah,
It's like, I need to get up and at least do that. Or like walk the dog. Like he has a schedule too.
yeah,
So I think that's what, I don't know if that was like the like moment where I was like, oh, I need a routine, but it probably could have been. I'm trying to go back and think, but Yeah,
Well,
having
usually whenever something really bad like that happens, we kind of like push it. Oh, like we almost like mental block it. So now I'm trying to
Mhm.
unlock the mental block that you might have on yourself, which could be a whole therapy session that we maybe don't need to go into. But
Like maybe that was 5 years ago, maybe it was 8 years ago, maybe it was last year. I don't know. But either way, it wasn't good. And it made me think that, oh, I should probably have some sort of plan for whenever the next time he's gone for 5 months.
yeah, do you ever find, oh, I just thought about this in the shower last night and I wanted to ask you this. Do you find that you are emotionally, or have been, maybe you're better now, emotionally, you can't necessarily trust yourself emotionally because you did mention like it's good to have a self-care plan whenever you're doing really good. So then when all of a sudden you're doing bad, you have something in place. Do you find that like all of a sudden your emotions just are high wired? What's the term? Like it's just hijacked all of the sudden and you're like unwell. Like you almost can't
Yes.
trust yourself. Do you find
Yeah.
that you're getting that?
Oh yeah. It's like a snowball that I don't notice.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better because I feel like it's a snowball I don't notice. And then all of a sudden, I'm like,
Hmm.
how did this happen? I'm like, is it related to my cycle? Maybe. Is it just related to maybe I wasn't taking care of myself in the ways I should have, but I was blind to? If you have any advice on this, I'd love I'd love to take it if you have it. But if it's fine, I'm just really curious.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like I think it's like having the plan whenever you're good, and then like having that list of those wins, and it could be one, it could be two, three. I wouldn't go any more than that unless they naturally come to you. But like, okay, I woke up and it's been 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, yeah, not good. Then like, don't beat yourself up for the past 2 weeks, but go to that list and have it in your phone. Be like, okay, shower. I can shower. I can get up and take a shower. I feel good when I'm clean.
Yep.
And then I brush my teeth in the shower. So that's like two again. Check. Brush my teeth, shower, check. And
Hmm.
then like the bed, got to make that bed. And then it helps when the dog is in it. Or it
Yeah.
doesn't help when he's in it because he looks so cozy. But he has his own bed.
Yeah.
Get in your bed so I can make my bed.
Yeah, right. So
Right.
those are what you would consider wins. Are those like
Yes.
things to do throughout each day, or maybe, whenever it's like a win to you. Maybe it's not you do
Mm-hmm.
every day, but you do all three once a week or whatever. But okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about with the self-care?
Not for that one, but it might bring into that doom spending.
That's the next point.
Oh God.
Do not doom spend this.
Don't do
It's
it.
huge.
Don't do it. Do not do it. So 2022, Nick went out for 5 months, like straight. That was the longest that he had been away. And so we were living close to downtown. And I was like, if you're going to be gone this long and I'm going to be walking this dog and stepping over needles, let's be real. Sometimes you step over needles in California. So I don't know if I feel, as safe as I want to. So we did like a short-term Airbnb situation. Loved it. Cute. It was like in like someone's like downstairs room. It was like a single room with like a little desk and a bathroom. It felt like a house, I loved it. I felt comfortable in there. There was no kitchen because why would why would there be a kitchen, right? Why would there be something like that? Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right. So he's gone. I'm like, oh, I have to eat. I gotta feed myself, even though we already had a plan for me to do this. I forgot what these meals are called, but they're microwavable, like healthy meals.
Yeah.
So you get like the box and they give you the meals for the next week. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Nick, this happened last time too. Nicholas, I don't know if he can hear me. Is this going to be on?
It's
Can
not
you?
just fine. I'll stop you if it's too bad. How about that?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry because that happened
Okay.
last time too.
Good problems.
Here,
My husband is home and he's here.
he's being loud
Yeah.
as always because I think he's losing his hearing. I love you. If you watch this, I don't know if he watches it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so okay, so he left and I was in this Airbnb. I was like, oh, I gotta eat. And I'm working, I'm like closer to work now. So it was like a 10-minute drive. And I'm like, oh, there's Tokaya. Tokaya's healthy, but those churros aren't. Oh, there's a coffee shop. Got to get a cookie. I have to eat before I go to work. What was that? Home State. And you
Oh,
can't just get a taco. You got to get the chips and queso.
oh, you must. It's a sin if you don't.
Right. So then I look up and it's been 4 weeks of me going to one of those places every day.
Okay.
Okay. And then I look up and I'm like, okay, well, there's no, I need a different towel. I have my espresso machine. I need an espresso machine towel. Oh, I need this. I need that. I need this. And then I look up, full transparency, and it's been like $8,000. And it's like, oh, I'm doing these things because I'm thinking that I need these things. And really, I need none of them, including going to Takaya. I have an espresso machine. I can make latte art.
Yeah.
I have a French press. I have a Chemex. I have all of these different ways. I have instant coffee. Like I have options. I don't need to pay for anything. I have the Ember. I have the to-go Ember that my dad got me for Christmas. It's the same thing. There's an app. It keeps your coffee warm. Why
Yep.
do I need to stop at Blue Bottle and spend $6 on this coffee every day?
Yep.
I don't have to do. Oh, and there was a John and Vinny's around the corner, which types in. I don't know if you knew, but they have an 18% surcharge now.
Ooh,
18% is wild.
that is wild.
Yeah. Anyway, so
But dopamine spending has gotten out of hand. And
yes.
I think for spouses of touring musicians, when we're home alone,
Mm-hmm.
not only is Instagram feeding us ads all the time,
All the
dopamine
time.
spending all the time, but we're lonely. We have a gap that needs to be filled. Like, and we think that buying something is going to give us that dopamine hit to make us happier because our husbands are gone.
Yeah. Did I feel better? No,
No.
but I gained it.
Oh, wait, you glitched out. There we are.
No, it said you glitched.
Yeah, I was like, you glitched. You're glitching. You're back. You're back. You gained 10
Okay,
pounds.
we're back.
Is that what we said?
Yes. I was like, oh no, she's frozen. I was like, it's still recording.
Yeah. Yes.
Doom spending. Doom spending.
I think that this is insanely relatable for us.
Thank you. But don't do it. Don't do
Yeah.
it. It
Yeah.
doesn't make you feel any better.
How did you get out of the cycle? How did you realize you're spending too much? How did you, because it becomes a habit.
Mm-hmm.
How did you cut the habit?
I cut the habit with a very, very dark time of 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 me, like us talking about it much, much later and not realizing how much it hurt him that I did that. Like he wasn't talking to me, which does not ever happen. It was
Right.
like, like talking, but like not really. And then like it really, really hurt him. And it was just not that like I was doom spending, but that I didn't like I was making these financial decisions that affected us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it really, really hurt him. And so with a therapy conversation or a couple therapy conversations, and he started going to therapy too, like his own separate therapist. And then me realizing how much it hurt, and then getting my mental health up to where it's like, okay, I don't need anything. My rent is paid, my bills are paid, my dog is here, I have food and water. I can go to the grocery store, and we know groceries are expensive. I can go once a week and I can cook whatever I want to.
Yeah.
I need nothing at all. I don't need anything.
So for those that are struggling with dopamine spending or doom spending, obviously they're doom spending because they want to just either fill their time by like online shopping until their husbands come back or whatever it may be. Um, what would you replace doing that with?
Things that I love
Yeah.
that I don't have to pay for.
Okay.
Also, with your social media apps, I know you specifically like, this is what you do. But for the rest of us who don't do this for a living, like you don't even have to delete the apps, but remove them from your home screen. Like make it annoying to have to like go to Instagram, go to TikTok. And then for us old people, go to Facebook, go to Twitter. Okay. We don't like just get them off of your phone. You don't need them.
Yeah.
And then another thing that we did is like it's something that we actually do together. It's like the first week of the month is like a recalibration week. And so it's like reminding yourself of the things that you need and you don't need. So
Oh,
like,
that's good.
yes. So that week, it's like that's the week that I will delete the apps. That's the week that I will intentionally eat better. That's the week that I will journal and read every single day. And then now that I've like built those habits over the past week, then it's easier to realize a positive snowball into the next week and the next week and the rest of your month, and then do it again the next month.
Okay. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm like,
It's
that
really,
just
and
make
then
my,
join SST
yeah, right?
community.
And get in community so we can talk
Yes.
about this shit and then realize you're not alone and then you don't feel shameful and then you start this good positive snowball to live the life you want to live.
Yes. So come join us because we are not the only two here. Like
No.
there's more of us, and we are here and we have this community that we worked really hard on.
Yeah.
So like come join us so we can talk about this stuff and privately. Like this is for the podcast, but we are very private.
Yeah.
Very, very private because this is our livelihood.
Yeah. No shame. Share it all. That's
Yep.
really good. Let's touch on number 4, which is okay. Stay out of the way. So this is technically when the show's happening, when you're visiting your spouse, and you wrote "stay out of the way."
Yes.
Let's elaborate on that.
Stay out of the way. Okay. This is not your gig. Okay. This has nothing to do with you. Okay. Your spouse is at work. So when I was a teacher, Nick isn't coming up in my classroom telling the kids what to do. He's not touching their stuff. He is not at the school.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless I invited him, and I did invite him to come play for the kids, which I got like special permission to do that. That's completely different. But he doesn't come to my job and do that. So don't go to his job and do that. Staying out of the way. So let's say that your husband or your wife or your spouse is playing a big show, Radio City, just because we just happened to be there recently. Okay. So they have to get there hours early for sound check and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So maybe you're there because you don't want to go back to the hotel. Maybe you decide that you're going to go do your own thing. But if you decide to stay there, make sure like, you're going to go get dressed, you're going to go do your sound check, find out where you're supposed to be and go there. If there's like a green room, go sit in there and go mind your business.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I usually do is I bring something to do. I bring a book. I bring my computer. I bring some yarn. I'm always doing something else.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not bored. I'm not going to be bored. I'm going to bring something new. I'll bring my Nintendo Switch. I have made blankets like in front of the stage. I'm going to do my own thing over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Way over there. Okay. The show happens. You'll have a seat, either you'll be side stage, you'll be in the sound in the front of house. Okay. Stay out of their way too. Okay.
Yes.
A front of house is like this little bitty box. They have all their sound stuff. And like if you're there, that means the people who are also there know who you are. Stay out of their way. stand
Yeah.
in the back of it. They do not need to be tripping over your purse.
Woo.
Okay. Don't keep your purse. No, don't trip over anything. So like I bring all that stuff with me not to be bored, but I have a purse that's small. And then I go, keep that stuff in a corner out of the way. And then I bring my purse into like the venue for wherever we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Also staying out of the way, that including do not get too drunk. Please do not do it.
That's so important.
Don't do it. Okay. There is free alcohol always. Most of the, like a good 99% of the time, there's alcohol. Okay. You don't need it. Okay.
No,
If you
no.
really don't need it, and please don't be that one who gets too drunk and now your husband or your spouse or whatever is now worried about you while they're at work, because that doesn't reflect you, it reflects them.
Yes.
Okay. So then, like, yeah, you're taken care of for the next 5 months for this tour, but the next one, they're not going to call you because the wife is in the way. She gets too drunk.
Can you imagine if you're the reason your husband doesn't get to work with either the same artist or another one?
Don't do it. Do not be the one. Don't be the one.
Fun.
Oh, music festivals. Water. You do not look. I have my coffee here, but look at this thing. 64 ounces. Okay. Drink. You do not, especially if it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Do not. Again, there's alcohol everywhere. Don't do it. You can drink. You can have a drink. I usually wait until like after the show to drink, but I'm not, or like during the show, and it's one. I'm not going to drink more than that because like me, I can't handle more than one. But for those of you who can handle more than one, just don't get drunk. You don't need to. Okay. It doesn't look good on them. And things get broke when you do that. And whether you did it or not, you're the drunk one.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't do that.
Right. Like if you're the drunk one, or if you're one of the drunk ones and someone else is drunk and they damage something, well, you were drunk too. So you're kind of already associated in that liability because you were drunk.
Don't do it. Don't do it, please.
I mean, you can drink, like that's the thing is people, you need to know your tolerance. Like it kind of comes down to that silly little, like if you can have a shot and you feel good and you never get worse than that, have the shot. You know yourself, do your damn thing. But like if you're not sure of yourself, just don't do it.
Yes, know your limits. We are adults here, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it's
One
so
and done.
crazy because it's like this is an industry that's relaxed. Like, I've worked in the dance world and the music theater world, and that is so professional. It's so professional. Almost, I think I've kind of trained myself to a fault where maybe in a way it's good long term, but like I come into the music world that's so chill and it's rock and roll and you get drunk and whatever, but like when you're invited to your husband's work, you can't put yourself in that position. You just can't.
Nope, don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was something else that made me think of that. The green room snacks. You don't have a rider. Okay, it's not you. I'm looking at this camera.
She looked into the camera.
You don't have a rider. He has a rider. Okay. So maybe, an Oreo here and there. And maybe 7. Maybe put 7 in your pocket. But you don't need to eat the whole thing of Oreos. And then after the show snacks, like the meals that are after that, don't touch that.
Yeah.
You did not play today. You did not sing today. If he wants to share with you, that's cool. If you want to go get something to eat on your own, yes, do not touch that food.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone will let you know if it's okay. This last tour that Nick was on, I was officially part of the tour. And they I was given a burger. Here is a burger from the person who bought them. Okay. If there's burgers over there, that does not say you. That's not for you. Don't do it. Do not be the one.
Okay. So the fifth and final point that we want to touch on in the podcast, Kelly, you noted, do not sit around doing nothing while your spouse is following their dreams. You have dreams too. Do what you want with your life. What do you want to elaborate on?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So it's really it's wonderful to be able to watch my husband do all the wonderful things that he's gotten to do. Okay. He was in the UK earlier this week. He left. They asked him Saturday. He left on Monday and got back Wednesday.
Wow.
So now traveling is like one of my passions in life. And so like watching him to be able to just like up and go, and then he's paid for, and then he's paid to be there. And so I get jealous, you
Do you
know?
get jealous every time, or is it just kind of sporadic?
Anytime he leaves the country, I get jealous.
Okay.
So if he's like going to Arizona, I'm like, oh, lucky you.
Ohio.
Ohio, uh, um, Alabama,
No
Montgomery.
shade. No shade on Ohio.
Sorry, no, yeah, no shade to these places, you know. But wait, whenever he gets to go, oh, there was like maybe 2 summers ago, he was like, "Hey, we're going to Montreux, Switzerland," and I was like, "I'm going to Switzerland. Okay, I'm going. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be great." Except for again, he found out on Friday and left on Sunday, and so do we have the money for me to hop on a plane and go to Switzerland real quick? Yes. Is it a smart decision? No,
Mhm.
because like that's rent. You know, that's like rent, and I have a mortgage too. So it's like these are payments that are not small.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, we got the money for it, but should we? You know, should I up and go to Switzerland tomorrow? No. Do I want to? Yes. Was I really, really jealous about that? Absolutely, I was. Yes. There was one year where he went to Brazil, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Brazil. You know, I think
Well, I
everywhere
guess
he's
I'm going to Brazil then.
I think I'm going everywhere, right? But it's, you know, it's not, again, it's just not smart with the turnaround. But
Yeah.
guess what? I had a Southwest like companion pass. So I
Yeah.
went to Hawaii. You know, I was like, I had a friend, I'm like, I have this buddy pass, you want to go? And she was like, I mean, of course I want to go. And I'm like, well, let's go. We can leave Friday. You know, we can go. And she's like, okay, I'll go. And she was in school, so she was able to go, and we went for like 5 days.
So you went to Hawaii with your friend while he went to Brazil.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, it's not, you know, Brazil, but it's a Hawaii. You know, there's people who haven't been to Hawaii. You know, I've been several times.
Can I ask you a question about travel in general? Like over all the
Yes.
years when he would travel somewhere and you wanted to go, and you knew that like you have financial responsibilities on the other side of your life, you know, mortgage, rent, whatever financial goals that you have, maybe you want to buy another house, whatever. Um, with those, with that like internal pull to want to travel, but the realistic financial pull to be responsible, um, how do you balance that emotional tug of war when you want to experience travel, even if it's domestic and not international? And like it's just a hard thing to navigate, I think.
It
How
is.
how have you navigated that throughout the years?
Depends on where my mental health is.
Love the
So
honesty.
right now I am doing well.
Yeah.
So whenever he went to the UK earlier this week, it was like, oh, okay, he's gonna go to the UK, and I'm gonna do the things that I love here. You know, I'm going like make time to do that. Now, when it's not well, that's a completely different battle, and I feel like I should bring that up whenever we get there, because there will be another time that it
Yeah.
happens. I have to manage my expectations and remember that this is work. So while he gets to go, you know, he went to I said he left on Sunday and came back Wednesday. So it's not like, you know, flying to San Francisco real quick. So this is like, you know, a long flight for you to be there for a day, for you to play a day, and then for him to hop on a plane and come back.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's traveling the world, but it's for work. You know,
Yeah.
it's not the
Really
same.
luxurious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Brazil, it wasn't like it was for work. My trip to Hawaii was not for work. I got to have some fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really just depends, but managing expectations and also planning.
Ooh,
So make
elaborate on that.
well, so we're going to Spain next week.
Yeah.
Okay. That trip honestly came from he got to go somewhere and I didn't get to go, and I was really jealous and upset about it. But also we follow these, I think I mentioned it on the last one. We follow these pages on Instagram that's like Escape LAX, Escape, yeah, just cheaper plane tickets. And they're all the time, like all year round. So it's like when we see them, we're going to book them. We're going to see them, we're going to book them. And we just haven't. And so I may have thrown a fit and be like, we said we were going to do it. If we can get over there for $500, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, that was a fit. But for the future, it's like setting aside some money to be able to do that whenever we want to. Because
Yeah.
it's not, they happen all the time, but I don't want to go everywhere all the time.
Right.
And it's not always a good time to travel. Like we're going in November. November is like an off season. It's inexpensive ish. So like making plans for it, like setting aside like a travel fund.
So overall the years with the travel, how often did you travel? I guess more so my question is like, did you ever feel guilty for spending the money to travel to go see Nick? Do you ever feel guilty and then like realize it wasn't like because financially maybe it wasn't the right decision, or was it never a regret because you needed to have done it for your soul?
I have no regrets all day, every day.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then even when it wasn't the best choice financially, because this trip, I mean, we have a little bit of debt. So it's not like we're just going because we're debt free and we can do whatever we want. But really this is important. It's important for us to feel, like you said, our soul to feel that part of us.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to the original point. Like, yes, he gets to travel and do all these things, but like we have dreams too. We have things that we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So while it's not necessarily a dream of his to be able to fly to the UK real quick, but it's a dream for me to, start SST. So like we didn't like with this, as soon as we started talking about it, like we made it happen.
Yeah.
And so I could sit here and, be really upset that he gets to go and travel all the time. But this was a dream.
Yeah.
And so like we sat and we made it happen. So I'm not just gonna sit and sulk. I've done that already.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit and sulk. I got things to do. I got things to accomplish. And we all do. We all have dreams. I feel like I'm a very, very big dreamer who don't have the type of pockets that I for these dreams.
Yep.
But I'm willing to work at it and work for it. And so while I can't just sit around and do nothing, I have things to do. I always say like I got shit to do. I got shit to do. I don't have time to be upset about certain things. Like I have shit to do, and that has nothing to do with my shit.
Yeah. So zooming out, looking at all the years you've lived as Nick has been a touring musician and you being so important in his success and him being so important in your success, do you find that there's like some overarching lesson, some one pointed lesson, or just one thing you can think on the top of your head that you wish you could have told yourself at the beginning, or that you want to tell yourself even now as a veteran? Almost like there's a Christina Aguilera album that came out a long time ago, Back to Basics.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like professionally dancing at that time, and I was in class and the teachers were like using that as a lesson. And they're like, just because you're a really good dancer and you're an expert in your craft doesn't mean you can't go back to basics. Like you always have to remember that. And so that was like a good overarching lesson at the time. And I was just wondering if there is some like simple deduced down to one overarching lesson over all these years that you could tell yourself now as a veteran that you've learned.
It has to be that last point. Like we don't have time to sit around and wait.
Mm,
Like I got shit to do. So and I will sulk every once in a while, especially whenever it's like these really cool places that I've always wanted to go to. However, that's that like me going with him and going over there and waiting some more, right? Because that's what we do. Is
yeah.
not going to help me get my, K2 campus that I'm going to work on. So like I have dreams and I'm going to go get them. So go like don't forget about yourself. Maybe that's what it is. Don't forget about you.
Yeah, because I feel like this life is very focused on the touring person,
Yeah.
husband,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Like, because
Yeah.
I mean that's it's a life, like it's a lifestyle because it's just so different than any other job out there. So
Yeah.
it's easy for it to be focused on them
Yeah.
because the schedule revolves around them.
Most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's not a bad thing. It is what it is. But
right.
just not forgetting about the things that I have in my heart and my soul. Yeah, don't forget about you.
Amen, sister. Boom. Drop the
Drop the mic.
from a veteran to the veterans watching, I think that those are really great points. And from you, veteran, to newbies, that's really good to learn.
Yeah, don't forget about you.
It's actually a lot hard. I don't know. Like at times I feel it's weird because at times I feel selfish because I'm just sitting with me all the time. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking about me all the time. And I don't have kids. I do have dogs. You have dogs. But like it feels selfish. So then when you say, don't forget about you, it's like, oh, I never forget about me. I'm always focusing on me, but really like the lifestyle is revolved around the person that's touring. So in fact, it could be very easy to forget about you, even though you're focusing on you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes. It's like that snowball that we don't know is happening.
So when
Yes.
we're talking about that snowball, how do you think, maybe this is the last thing I'll ask, but I do think it's important. With that snowball, how can we acknowledge it a little bit more, do you think, than maybe we have been? A lot of times it's this like ghost snowball,
Mm-hmm.
and we want it to be a real thing that we're looking at and acknowledging as it's gaining momentum, either as a positive one or a negative one, regardless. How do you think we can see that snowball better?
Being more in tune with ourselves. And so I read this book. This for me, this is how I can help stay grounded.
Hmm.
Is I read this book called The Miracle Morning, like when I first quit teaching, and it talked about these savers that you do in the morning. It could be like it's like scribing, which is journaling. A is affirmations, V is visualization, exercise, reading, and silence. And so whenever I'm planning those recalibration weeks that I was telling you about, that's what I focus on. And whenever I focus on those savers and those things that I do before I do anything else, I'm able to be more in tune with myself. And I'm able to see, I'm like, okay, how's my body doing with my exercise? I feel this way when I exercise. I feel this way when I don't.
Hmm.
Reading, we're both Christians. So like for us, it's like me reading these Bible plans. So what does that look like? Am I reading this one or am I reading nothing? And what happened? How do I feel when I'm not, in tune? And silence for us would be like prayer.
Yeah.
Or, for some people, meditation and different things like that. So being in tune with what one of the artists at Nick's work, we calls it the source, is very much talking, that we know what he's talking about, but being connected that way too. And being connected to the source helps us to again be in tune with ourselves.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing all of those different, and the affirmations, I'm doing all of those things, then I'm grounded in the morning and I'm able to see when, different spikes are happening. So I'm done of doing those savers, and then I pick up my phone and I scroll on Instagram for 2 hours.
Couldn't be me.
Could never. Not me at 6 a.m. looking at Reddit. For what?
Oops.
For what? And then what happens when you start your day like that versus your savers and how you feel?
There's a lot of energy that goes into making that shift. But it's worth it.
Absolutely, it's worth it. Yep. Now, do we do it all the time? No. Are we, grounded and in tune with ourselves all the time? No. But we know what it feels like when we're not. And it's like, I could stay like that.
Yeah.
Or I can be more in tune with myself. And when I'm more in tune with myself, then I can see the different shifts that are happening. And then I'm like, ooh, yep, I'm noticing that I'm looking at my phone usage at the end of the week, and it says 6 hours. That's not good. That doesn't make me feel good. Yeah. And when I don't feel good, I'm not journaling. I'm not exercising. I'm not doing all these different things. I'm not in tune with myself.
Yeah. And I think
that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And you know what? I think that's when it kind of comes back to a lot of times when you said like focus on yourself, but it actually feels like my life is very selfish because I'm focusing on me and I'm trying to be in tune with myself. So I almost feel like it's all about me all the time. And for some reason, it makes me feel selfish. I don't know why. Maybe that's just like a generational thing I got to deal with. But like, it's not selfish. It's really good to stay in tune with yourself because it makes you a better person. It makes you a better person for your spouse when they come home. So you're not like lashing out at them because they're disrupting your routine, like because you're just in tune. And like it's a whole snowball that if we can see it, which you just gave all these tips on how to do it, then it just makes you a better person. It makes your life better. It makes your relationship better. So
yeah. And they feed off of us. So so, and then, we feed off of each other, but we're women are powerful. Okay.
Yes. And we're the ones that we're planted, not that we don't ever leave home, but we're the ones that are at home more often. So we have like a deeper root into where we are. So we're more foundational. So then when they're transitional all the time, they need the foundation. So then that's why our mental health is so important for them because they're just kind of on shifty ground all the time.
And it makes them better.
Yeah.
When we're better and vice versa, we feed off of each other. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
I mean, Kelly, I don't know about the viewers, but I just learned a hell of a lot. And I'm like, I feel better leaving this podcast than when I started. I'm like, wow, I have things to work on. I feel empowered to focus on myself. And I hope the viewers do too, because man, oh man, this has been solid gold.
Yay, good.
Thank you.
Good. Also, I'm around. Come reach out to us. Not just me, not like both of us. Like we're Absolutely.
Here. You know what? No, I don't want anyone talking to me. I'm just kidding.
Never mind.
Please, that's what we're here for. That's why we started this. So yeah, anyone who's watching, please share this with someone that could benefit. I think that is the most important thing and the reason why we're doing this podcast. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe because it really does help the algorithm get this out to people who need it. So it can just show up on their page and it can change their life. And I think that is it for episode 2.
You did it!
Okay, well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone.